All right, final episode, episode 8. Now I get to talk about whatever because it's at the end here. So here's another one where I felt like a total jump in time because it was just like they were out and then all of a sudden they found like 1,000 survivors with guns and they were all going to the same place. And then there was just a breakout chaos. Like it felt like there should have been something in between to where all of a sudden there was so many people converging on the same location, all with the same goal in mind, all with the same amount of weapons. And it was just like they couldn't find anybody. It was like a desolate wasteland. And now all of a sudden everyone's coming out of the woodworks. Everyone has weapons. And then when they get in the stadium, there's not a fucking single person inside there. Not any of them question, like, why aren't there soldiers here? Why aren't there anybody? Yes, there's a lot of chaos going on. It's hard to think and whatnot, but how they get into the stadium so easily, they don't think that's odd. As I said, they're running from goons and all this shit, so it makes sense. It's just, I don't know, it felt like a jump in the story. God dang it, man. Guys, I gotta go to bed. It's like 2 in the morning. All right, finish this shit up. But I've never seen that before. I've never seen so many survivors in a zombie movie all coming together like that, like a full-on militia. And but they are a very disorganized militia, to say the least. The girl who Manny's girlfriend, I can't remember her name. She gets shot. And why no one walked up and just executed her instantly instead of just running and screaming? Like, she gets shot. And it's like, okay, she's not going to live, clearly. Execute her. One of them would have. There's so many people there, one of them would have. Even if her team wouldn't have done it because they're too close to her now in the 5 minutes they've known her. Someone else would have walked up and just shot her. But she is alive later in this episode. She's like running around attacking everyone. She gets shot a ton, but not in the head. And then Sun accidentally shoots a guy. So this is what's weird. As I said, like, Sun shoots a guy. And it's really cold blood. It's a fucking wicked scene. But shoots a guy accidentally trying to shoot a zombie. And then he looks down like, you bitch, and looks up. And then she pulls a gun and she just blows him away. And he's like, no! And he shoots her. Or she shoots him. And it's like, you couldn't have done that to the girl earlier that incited this whole chaos that once she was infected, it kind of spread like wildfire. I don't know. As I said, because they bonded with her, because Sun did not hesitate with that other dude. That was a cold-blooded scene, though. And then, yeah, Will's running around. He's knocked down by the explosion, which further hurts his old injury, the ankle. Or it's at the knee. I think it's the ankle. Yeah, it's the ankle. And lots of long one takes of here, of course, as I said, it's my favorite part of this damn show. And Lance has to take off running, so we never know what his fate is there. I'm guessing it's not good. It looked like he was pretty much fucked. He was being chased by hundreds of zombies at that point, so I don't think he made it. I hate to be pessimistic, but it is what it is. And then, yeah, Will, this was such a fucking sad scene, man. Will just, and that's something about this show that I really respect. This show doesn't really attach itself to anybody. Almost everyone in this show is fair game. Outside of Rose, I felt like pretty much everyone was fair game. And Will, I actually thought was off limits until it happened. But this show doesn't linger. This show doesn't, go into slow-mo shots and give time for characters to mourn or to, have these dramatic sequences where they turn and they're just like, no, and all this crap. No. Will, like, probably like top 2-3 characters of the show, like main characters of the show, gets executed by Rose because his ankle is fucked up. Just shoots him because she doesn't want him to have to suffer, I'm sure, or doesn't want to have to deal with him as well coming after him. And just boom, like just blows out. I didn't even for a second, I was like, was that even him? Because it happened so fast and Sun left him behind so much. She was upset, of course, but she left him behind so fast and they just moved on with it. As much as I love The Lord of the Rings, and I do, you guys know I do, I fucking love it. Every time that Frodo is injured, even injured, not killed, the whole fucking world stops. Everything slows down, and we get the reaction of Aragorn. We get the reaction of Legolas. We get the reaction of Gimli, of freaking Sam, of freaking Pippin, of Merry, of Gandalf. It's like, you know, even Boromir's looking like, oh shit. You know, like every person has to get a slow-mo reaction, and it happens like 5 times. This show don't do that shit. This show don't linger on nobody's death. There was a lot of shocking deaths in this. Manny in the freaking fucking pipes, whatever, air vents. There you go. And the chick in the crowd who gets shot, the girlfriend of Manny. And then yeah, as I said, this freaking William. Oh my God, that shocked me because it was just so fast and it was so heartless. It was. Not that she was heartless for doing it. In fact, she was probably, kind for doing that for him, so they wouldn't have to turn into one of these fucking things. But I don't know, man. It happened so fast, and it was just like he was like my favorite character, and it was like, oh shit, he's dead. Oh my God. Okay, it knocked me. It knocked me out for a second. I was like, oh wow. And then yeah, they go out there. There's no one in the stadium. Nobody. But her daughter is still somehow there. So that's good, right? She finds her daughter, and the daughter runs for her. We never even get to see that. As I said, this show doesn't really focus on feelings all that much. Barbara's death, too. Shit, yeah. That was the most shocking of them all. Holy crap, that one came out of nowhere. But yeah, it's just, they're out in the field, and she's running towards him. We don't even get to see the embrace. We don't get to see the love, the mother hug her daughter, nothing. Just cut to black as she's running to her Black Summer credits. There's no happy ending here because it's not a happy ending. I think it would have been a farce if she gave her and she ran up and she gave her a big hug and it was like, oh, it's this big moment. It's like, they're still fucked. They're still like, they're surrounded. There's no one in the stadium to rescue them. They're probably going to bomb the place any minute. Like, they're screwed. It's like, it's a sweet and sour moment, you know? So, I don't know. I think cutting it there. Shit, maybe she never even got there. Maybe the black was the bombs being dropped. That's grim. I just made this shit way darker. The daughter's just about to embrace with the mom, and boom, a bomb lands right between them and just boom, takes the whole stadium out. That's fucked up. But it's possible. I don't know. It just kind of goes black, and then it's just Black Summer. So, I don't see this getting a second season from these characters. I would watch it for sure. I mean, if you want to take Rose, I'll fucking watch them embrace, and then her and Son and Jones, I don't know what the hell to call them. They'll run off and try to survive and get across another bit of town, but I think this is probably it. But if hopefully it gets enough traction, people love it enough, maybe they will approve for a second season and we will see more of these characters. Or maybe the second season will be a whole new band of characters, and that'll be in Denver for ground zero. I don't know. But anyway, what did you guys think about the show? I got to get to bed. I freaking loved it. I had a great time with it. It was a total surprise, came out of nowhere. It's the second great zombie fucking series of 2019 from Netflix, the other one being The Kingdom, and season 9 of The Walking Dead ended this year as well, and I thought that was a fantastic season. So it's a good year for zombie shows on television. So I'll check out Z Nation at some point. Any Z Nation fans? Anybody see the correlations, the connections between this and that show? Like, what are the connections? Is there any similarities between these? As I said, I'm not a Z Nation expert, but I don't know of any. From the little bit I saw, it looks nothing alike. So let me know. And other than that, guys, adios.